I love the dead. They'll all be mine in the end. Do you smell something? Oh, it's just the troops.
Hey guys, this is Fuller and welcome back. We're finally on to the Lich Hero, the powerful undead sorcerers with evil wicked intent. And if you're new to this series, this is a hero which you'll be able to play in a free to play Hearthstone mod. Let's jump straight into it. For the theme, Liches are immortal beings. Most of them were created by Nazul the Lich King or by Kil'jaeden to serve the Lich King. Because of this, they can tap into the elements of the north, i.e. have a lot of cold and frost spells, as well as their own considerable powerful necromantic spells. Many of them are entwined in cults and slowly work on infesting towns with plagues to create vast undead armies for the Scourge. So for this hero I wanted to focus on three things: frost, necromancy and plague, as well as of course immortality. Once again Noob came up with a really cool Lich themed card design. It's based on the mage one, the blue's a little bit brighter and you can see the chains coming down the side in the design of Kel'Thuzad himself. Moving on to the hero, here's how Kel'Thuzad himself would look. You can compare him to other heroes like Mage and Priest here. Now Liches are on the most part patient schemers who enjoy plotting and planning. Design wise I also wanted to style him around control, similar to the hero Priest. For the hero power we have a very devious one. It is Glimpse. For 2 mana, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. So you don't actually gain an immediate effect, it's more for future planning, and you can better ensure you get the right answers and cards against your opponent and his board. It's like tracking from Hunter, but you don't actually draw a card on it. It obviously does go nicely with little draw effect, and there's a few combos I slipped in, as you'll see. Onto the cards, starting with the minions. Speaking of hero power combos, the first minion is Wraithlord. For 1 mana he's 1/3 with, after you use your hero power, then draw a card. So similar to Northshire Cleric, and it's mainly there for drawing cards. It's useful at any stage in the game, even later on, but it only has 3 health so it's easily removed. Your worst nightmare I think would be a Cabal Shadow Priest stealing it. That would be so annoying. Next we have a simple removal minion. It is Tortured Soul. For 2 mana it's 4/1 with charge, and this minion dies at the end of your turn. So it's a throwaway 2-drop you can sacrifice to take out something, and with 4 damage it could even take out some 5-drops. There is the option of silencing it after you attack, like an Ancient Watcher type combo, but probably not worth it. This one's a very simple one. It's Icemancer. For 2 mana, Battlecry frees a character. A good delay and store minion. You'll see later on there's a lot of combos in this class based around freeze, and she helps out nicely. Like a Cruel Taskmaster stat wise and pretty useful. This one's really interesting. It is Rising Acolyte. For 3 mana he's 3/3 with Death Rattle. Put an Archlich on the top of your deck. So when he dies he comes back even stronger, like a true Lich. The Archlich is deliberately a bit overpowered as you need to invest to get it. For 4 mana he's 3/4 with Battlecry. Deal 3 damage to a character and freeze it. Your opponent knows you'll have it, so you can play around it a little bit. One cool thing is in the later stages of the game, if you play Rising Acolyte and he dies, you can use your hero power if you want to draw something else instead. Frost combos, here's that first one. It is Frost Eater. For 6 mana he's 4/5 with Battlecry. Destroy a frozen minion and gain +2/+2. Like the Black Knight and Cabal Shadow Priest, he's perhaps more conditional, but when you see the spells, you'll see he's very easy to combo with. Overall a very powerful swing if you can pull it off. 6/7 might be a bit strong, we'll have to playtest that. On to Painweaver. For 7 mana she's 5/6 with whenever the enemy hero takes damage, give your hero that much armor. She has no immediate effect for a 7 mana minion or no death rattle, which is pretty bad. But if you're about to die and you can start to deal some damage, you can claw your way back into the game. Turns all damage spells into holy fires. This one could be another lifesaver. It is Phylactery. For 2 mana it's 0/4 with your hero is immune. Liches store their souls in items, so if they die they can always be brought back with this item. At only 4 health, this is easy to clear, but it can be very annoying if your opponent's trying to set up a 1-turn kill, or even just close to lethal. Now we're finally onto the legendary. She was a raid boss in WoW and a very powerful lich. She is Lady Death Whisper. For 8 mana, she's 6/8 with, whenever an enemy minion dies, summon a copy of it under your control. Like an opposite to Hearthstone's Kel'Thuzad legendary, a bit situational later on, but you can start stealing a lot of stuff. The effect is instant, which makes it especially funny with enemy charge minions on your turn, or enemy taunt minions if he suicides them in his own turn. Let's go on to the spells, starting with the secrets. Like Mage, they're all 3 mana, so pretty powerful but also expensive. Firstly, there's Frost Armor. As soon as your hero drops below 5 health, gain 10 armor. So similar to Ice Block, and it can protect you from death. This one's better if you're getting killed only just with a few damage, but a lot worse if you're getting totally crushed, as they might be able to break through the armor. This one's my favourite and pretty sneaky. It is Cripple. When a minion attacks one of your minions, reduce its attack and health to 1. So you can pretty much guarantee your minion will win the fight. Especially nice with Lady Death Whisper. Much stronger against decks with big minions, but might not be as good versus say Zoo. Now for a damage one, it is Frost Presence. When an enemy minion attacks, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions and freeze them. So similar to Explosive Trap, a bit less damage, but you also get a freeze. It can clear weak minions and also stall your opponent, keeping you alive for that extra turn. Last one is Reanimate. When an enemy minion dies, summon a copy of it under your control with +1/+1. It can only trigger on your opponent's turn, so you need to manipulate the board in where the minion you want will die first. Either way, you at least get a bonus +1/+1 on whatever he gives you. Now for the actual spells. Firstly, a simple one, it's Dark Blast. For 1 mana, deal 2 damage. So like Arcane Shot and Smite, a simple early minion removal. Take out critical minions and delay the rush as much as you can. Onto a classic War 3 spell, it is Dark Ritual. For 0 mana, destroy a friendly minion and gain mana crystals equal to its health, this turn only. Opens up a few options for ramping or comboing even with death rattle minions like say Sylvanas or a Dark Cultist. There's also a few spells that get stronger if a minion died this turn, coming up. Next we have Ice Blast. For 1 mana, freeze a minion and draw a card. Very simple cycling card, sets up the freeze combos or can be used to store a minion for a turn. Onto Monstrosity. For 6 mana, transform an enemy minion into a 2/2 aberration and gain control of it if a minion died this turn. Like a cross between Polymorph and Siphon Soul, if you get the combo off, you silence and kill his minion, also getting a little 2/2 baby apparition. Very useful card to have, but it's expensive. Time for some plague spells. It is Deadly Alchemy. For 1 mana, draw a plague card. This is a concept I had in the Death Knight hero I made a long time ago. I think it would better be suited for the Lich. Play cards are cards you get from outside your deck, similar to dream cards Ysera can draw you. They're slightly stronger, but you need to invest into getting them first. We'll come on to them later. Either way, you can play this turn 1 straight away, setting up later plays. Next we have Frostwind. For 2 mana, freeze all minions. Like Frost Nova, it's slightly cheaper, but you freeze your own minions as well. Liches don't care much for their own troops' well-being. Now here's the super combo the class will have. Shatter. For 3 mana, destroy all frozen minions. Very conditional of course, but the class has some combos to set it up. Might be a bit crazy, so again we'll have to play test this. Similar to the Paladin's Equality with Consecration or Pyromancer combo. Now control decks do love to have a big 10 mana finisher card. Like Pyroblast and Mind Control, this was the Lich's ultimate and most powerful spell in Warcraft 3. It is Death and Decay. For 10 mana, deal 5 damage to all enemies. So like a mega buffed up Consecration. The question is, can you survive till turn 10? And also, whilst 5 damage is a lot, it's probably not going to kill a late game minion, like say an enemy Ragnaros or Ysera etc. But overall, a lot of damage and very powerful. Back to frost spells, it is Howling Blast. For 5 mana, freeze a minion and the ones next to it, and deal 2 damage to them. A bigger, meaner Cone of Cold. Pretty decent, serves as both board clear and as a backup freeze. Here's a buff up card, it is Immortality. For 3 mana, give a friendly minion +2/+4, and Death Rattle, put this minion on the top of your deck. If you like a minion so much, you can draw him again when he dies. Your hero power can always swap it round if you want a different card. Here's my favourite spell, it is Soul Reaper. It's similar to Mortal Strike. For 6 mana, deal 5 damage. If a minion died this turn, deal 8 damage instead. A nice combo with, say, Dark Ritual. It can be a decent finisher. I'd always run at least one in a deck. If not simply as blowing away an enemy Ragnaros or a strong minion, it's always handy. On to the last one, is Plague Farm. For 4 mana, draw 2 play cards, and all play cards in your hand now cost 2 less. So if you've been steadily building up play cards in your hand, you can use this to get even more, and they're now also a lot cheaper. So what are play cards? Currently there's 4, these will need a lot of play testing, and maybe a lot of altering, swapping in with others. Firstly, we have Plaguebringer. For 4 mana, he's 1/6 with destroy any minion damaged by this minion. So like an Emperor Cobra, but 4 mana. Compared to Automedical, you got some very bad stats, but he can kill anything, stalling your opponent, dragging out the game until you get your late game powerful combos. Next we have Rot, an emergency board clear. For 2 mana, deal 2 damage to all characters. Like a cheaper Hellfire, note that with Plague Farm it will actually cost 0. Onto Blood Plague, for 3 mana, deal 3 damage and restore 3 health to your hero. A better drain life, some removal and self-heal. Lastly, another store minion, it is Rot Weaver. For 3 mana, she's 3/3 with Death Rattle, draw a card. Slightly better than a Loot Hoarder, you can suicide her into an enemy minion. Alright guys, that's it for the Lich Hero. This along with the Blood Mage is definitely going to be my 2 favourites. What hero do you want next? I'm considering revamping the old Death Knight, maybe that Tink hero, or there has been quite a few requests for a Naga hero. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, otherwise I'm going to add a pig hero into the mod. Do you really want to face an angry pig hero? I should have another mod update for you guys soonish, let you know what's going on. Please leave a like and let me know what you think of this hero. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.